Hello, this video is a part of the series on licensing basics for startups. In this short video, I explain what technology assets you can leverage on through licensing. It is a common misconception that you only can license intellectual property rights like patent or trademark. In fact, you can use licensing to commercialize on your knowledge or insight, even though you haven't got a patent yet. I hope that after watching this video, you'll have more ideas and tools to capitalize on your knowledge. Talking about what to license, the most critical part is to define and describe the assets in the licensing contract, because essentially we speak about intangibles, which oftentimes is hard to define on paper. For your convenience, I have grouped the assets that can be licensed in three groups or packages. I will later go through more details for each package. The biggest group is perhaps the registered intellectual property rights, or IPRs. In this group, we speak about patents, trademarks, registered design, or design patents, also known as, or registered copyrights. In this category, we have clear-cut definitions and concepts of patents, trademarks, designs. So it's easier to define the object being licensed. The second package is less clear-cut, and it includes more fuzzy concepts like valuable knowledge, data, insight, know-how. These are protected through different legal mechanisms, including copyrights, trade secrets, database protection. There are no explicit generally accepted definitions for these assets, so we need to work a bit more with defining in our license agreement and describing these assets in more details. Third category is simply put a mix of registered intellectual property rights and other knowledge assets. And perhaps this category is the most valuable one. For example, if you license a patent, without the information on how actually to apply the technology in say, specific process or in a specific context, the licensee won't get that much value. However, if you, as a part of a licensing package, if you provide some sort of insight, test data, or use cases, the licensee saves a lot of resources and time they would have spent on understanding how the technology actually works. So, okay, speaking more specifically about each category, licensing registered intellectual property rights. In this category, I've put patents, trademarks, design rights, and registered copyrights. Because for copyrights, the registration is possible, but it's not required. It also includes respective applications for registration. Detailed description of these assets is provided by the official certificates, which simplify the definitions. Remember, for this category, you can design the license specifically for one technology area. You can decide for which countries or regions the license is given. You can limit the specific list of rights that you grant. All is up to you and your imaginations. When it comes to licensing unregistered intellectual property right, in this category, you are dealing with fuzzier concepts like knowledge, data, insight, know-how, trade secrets. For this type of assets, there is no single form of protection, no definition. For example, you might have developed a detailed process on how to apply the technology, but the process itself is not patentable. Once you communicate this process to the client, you may lose the control over it. For this, knowledge diversity of complementary means of protection apply, such as secrecy, technical means, trade secrets, and copyrights. The key is to have all such knowledge or data documented. Once it's documented, it can be subject to copyright, trade secrecy protection. With those means, you'll be able to retain control and claim infringement if someone is using the knowledge without your permission. And the combination of registered and unregistered IP. it brings most value for the licensee. The licensee receives not only the permission to use the IP, but also the knowledge required for applying this IP. Earlier I mentioned the knowledge about the application of patented technology. Apart from the dataset of complementary software, the client may benefit from getting access to the use cases, best practices, processes on how to apply the technology. Another example, if you license, say, the trademark, you might provide the knowledge on how to better position the trademark, for which audiences, what are the main values, and other relevant information. Grouping the assets in this way may seem familiar and clear to you. However, when communicating to your potential licensees, it's often quite hard to show that you have something more valuable beyond the patent application that you have in hand. So key takeaway from this is to always document and systematically approach to your knowledge assets. Each asset contributes to the overall value, but has the value of its own. So you can see it as an a la carte menu. When you choose different complementary items, and each item has its own price tag. In negotiations, you may use this strategy to better communicate the value to the client and get paid extra for various complements. I hope you have now some ideas for your own project and startup. Please write them in comments, subscribe and like, and stay updated for the new videos.